Hi, it's Kayla from Kayla Lovejoy Equine Art, and today I'm going to show you how to paint this little stablemate. So this is like a splatter dapple or filigree, I think Breyer calls it, style stablemate, and it is green and purple. You can do any colors that you want. So those are just the colors that I chose, kind of in theme with Halloween coming up. So what you're going to need is paints of your choice. You can use whatever colors you want. Let's see, you're going to want to get a liquid frisket. So this is the Fine Line Resist pen. These can be bought at like Michael's or any craft store that you go to should have them. They can also be found on Amazon. This is what I used to paint this model. You can also use a liquid drawing gum like this one and a toothbrush to apply your dapples. So, alright, let's get... So I have a new and improved method for making an even better silver filigree model, or any color filigree really. So today I've got this little stablemate here, and it has been all primed with my Rust-Oleum red primer. It got some sanding, so I sanded off the logo here. It is always important to do that on your customs. It really gives them that nice finished look. And yeah, so she is ready. She's actually going to be a purple and green filigree. So I'm actually going to end up painting a green layer on. I'm going to clear coat it, and then we're going to add all those little spots, and I'm going to show you just how to do it. So stick around. Okay, so we have painted our horse. In this case, you can use just primer. So if you've primed the horse, it is all ready to go. I recommend giving your horse 24 hours to cure if you did prime it. And then here's my little stablemate. So it has been painted green, and I did put a clear coat on this horse. You're gonna want to seal your horse. If you paint it and your base coat is a paint, then you're gonna want to clear coat that. It'll prevent any issues with any paint peeling up before you move on to the next step. So here we have our liquid friskets. So these can be bought at any craft store, Ace, or wherever you get your craft stuff. It can be bought on Amazon as well. So we have the Fine Line Resist pen, and this is a really fine tip. You can just dot it on. This here is called drawing gum, and it's actually going to need to be applied with like a paintbrush or a toothbrush or something. So we're creating spatter dapples, and I'm going to start out with the Resist pen to get some of my little dots. So all you're going to want to do is just apply little dots, and you can see, hopefully it comes out like it's supposed to. Okay, well. Okay, so you can see it comes out the end as a little dot, and you're just going to want to put those little dots on your model. So you can see it's a big blob. It's perfectly fine. It should stay there, and it should dry in a couple minutes. So as it dries, it'll start to turn like a bluish clear color, and that's what you want to see. You want everything to be kind of clear. This is going to be great if you want some larger spots on your model. And don't forget, like spatter dapples, usually they overlap, so it's totally fine if you have one dot there and then you add another one and make them kind of oddly shaped. It's going to work best if you let the first layer dry and then you apply another layer if you want to double up your dots. So they're just going to kind of flow together if you do them when they're wet. So I'm going to go through and add a bunch of dots. And you want to be very erratic with your spacing. You don't want to make it look like you have any sort of pattern, so just kind of go along and put the dots wherever they fall. Okay, so here's my little horse. You can see all those little dots all over her. And I'm going to let that cure for a few minutes. So it'll probably take about 10 to 15 minutes for those all to dry. And then I'm going to go in and add a second layer of dots. So stick around. So here you can see the spots are getting a little bit more transparent. So they're almost dry. And I'm going to go through and add some more little dots now. So this is where we can double up on the dots. Okay, so you see my horse here. Has little dots all over. I didn't go down the legs, that's just my personal preference. They're gonna hopefully remain like a green color. We'll see how it turns out. So there she is, and she's gonna need quite a bit of time to dry, so I'm gonna give her like an hour or so, and then we'll check on her and see how she's doing. Okay, so here's our little horse with all the little dots on her. And you can see most of them are pretty light, transparent in color. So I think she's about ready to paint. So we're going to add a nice purple color. Again, you can add any color you want. You're going to want to try to keep your paint thin. So it's best if you can airbrush just a really light, thin coat. If not, you can paint it. I would recommend watering down your paint a little bit before you paint it on. It'll help keep brush strokes out of your paint, and that will also help it go on lighter. Okay, be back in a few. Okay, so here it is, and I've let this horse dry for several hours now. And now we're going to remove these little dots. So it's super easy. You can use just your finger. These do come right off. So as you can see, just a light rub, and they come off. So you want to be careful not to use your fingernail. Your fingernail will actually scratch the paint. But if you just rub it gently with your fingertips, you could probably even use something like a little Q-tip if you have like a hard to get to spot. Just maybe use a Q-tip dry. You don't want anything on it that could wash off your paint. Okay, so most of my little dots are gone. I just gotta go in there and get some of the ones that are stuck in crevices. Okay, so here she is. She has a green base coat with purple over it. That gives her the green splatter dapples. I painted her little eyes black, and I painted her little mane braids orange. And her hooves are silver. So that's our model right there. And I only used the Fine Line Resist pen. I did not use the drawing gum. So to use it, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just a little bottle. You open it up, and you would, if you wanted to do finer dapples, you could use the toothbrush. You want to just dip it in there, and then you would hold it up to your horse and do something like this, and it will flick it all over the horse. Again, you'll do the same method of letting it dry, adding a second coat, and then removing that second coat, or rubbing the liquid frisket off. It's basically the same process, just this is going to give you really small, really fine little dapples, and the Resist pen will give you larger dapples and give you more control of where your dapples are spaced and how they're placed on your model. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, please comment below. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. It's Kayla Lovejoy Equine Art. Gonna try and, I post quite a bit on Instagram, and I've been trying to post more on my Facebook page. So, yeah, if you don't follow me already, please do. Thanks for watching.